In 1998, Keith Raniere and Nancy Salzman founded NXIVM, a personal development company that promised success, self-discovery, and a total overhaul of its members' lives. 20 years later, the curtain fell. NXIVM's criminal enterprise split open, and at the center of it, Allison Mack, the actress who became the face of the scandal.
I had to acknowledge what I had chosen and that I had hurt people.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the most jaw-dropping confessions and discoveries revealed in CBC's Allison After NXIVM podcast.
I purposely kept myself from hearing things that would have been uncomfortable for me.
Number 10, her account of the first DOS branding. The podcast offers a raw and candid recounting of the infamous DOS, Dominus Obsequious Sororium branding ceremony.
I think Nikki was talking to him, but we're part of a sorority, I think is what we said. Mm-hmm. And we want to do this as part of our sorority initiation.
While the branding itself was known, her internal state, feeling a powerful yet terrifying sense of commitment and initiation, is revealed in new detail. She describes the branding as a harrowing event that Keith Raniere had masterfully framed as a profound spiritual rite of passage, illustrating the depth of manipulation and control she was under.
My body was like shaking in shock, obviously my body was still trembling, but I was so good at cutting that off and just focusing on what I was doing. And I'm just not gonna feel this right now. I'm just gonna dissociate completely and be somewhere different.
This insight updates the previous narrative, moving beyond the physical act to Mack's psychological participation. Number 9, her immediate post-prison mindset. The series is unique as it includes exclusive access to Allison Mack after her release from prison.
It wasn't like I felt processed and clear and then pled guilty. It was like, I'm gonna plead guilty because I know that I'm guilty.
A key revelation is her expressed difficulty in deprogramming and reconciling her former beliefs with reality. She details the shock of re-entering a world where her life's work and spiritual framework were universally condemned as a criminal cult. This contrasts sharply with the victim or villain dichotomy often presented in the media, showing a complicated, ongoing internal struggle for accountability.
And then I'm gonna know that the next decade or two of my life is gonna be the process of unraveling what I did and truly understanding that so that I can heal and move forward in a positive way.
Number 8, Raniere's personal spiritual pressure. Mack reveals new specifics about Keith Raniere's personal psychological tactics that went beyond NXIVM's general curriculum.
Keith and Nancy told me that I was a narcissist, that I had narcissist personality disorder. And I was appalled, I was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to have that. So I was like, what do I need to do to get myself around that? And so I was basically whatever Keith said, I was like, I'll do because I need to fix myself.
She describes how Raniere would often weaponize her desire for self-improvement, her limited experience on intimacy and relationships, along with her acting career struggles, convincing her that extreme devotion, like founding DOS, as well as physical submission, were the only path to true spiritual and professional fulfillment. This personal insight reveals the individualized manipulation that cemented her role as a key enforcer.
In my head, I'm going, this is weird. And then in my head, I'm also saying, but that's just how dysfunctional you are. Because this is the safest man that you could be with.
Number 7, her Hollywood recruitment tactics. While her recruitment of others was known, the podcast explores the precise psychological playbook Mack used to lure high-profile women, particularly those in the entertainment industry.
Because I was so out in the world, and that was to spread the message and to be in the world and bring new people in.
The revelation is in the details. She exploited the pervasive insecurities of actresses regarding age, relevance, and spirituality in Hollywood, presenting DOS not as a servitude group, but as an elite, secret society of powerful women who had found a hidden path to self-mastery.
This was how Keith used her ability as an actor to promote NXIVM.
Number 6, the unknown extent of financial leverage. The podcast offers deeper insight into the financial mechanisms of control centered on the collateral system.
So I came up with collateral that was really intense.
It's to do with her family. Alison doesn't want to disclose what exactly.
Mack and other insiders share how Raniere used damaging materials like nude photos and personal confessions, along with ties to NXIVM's financial operations, to foster profound dependence. This made it nearly impossible for members, including upper-level figures like Mack, to leave without risking exposure or ruin, reinforcing the layered coercion beyond what was detailed in trials.
These images would become trophies for Keith. a perverse collection of photographs he kept on hand.
Number 5, the surprising role of her mother. A previously underreported aspect is the role of Mack's mother, who accompanied her daughter to a couple of NXIVM programs played during the critical time of Mack's arrest and initial de-radicalization.
So I wrote a letter to her to that effect about how much we love her and how much we support her.
The podcast details her desperate attempts to reconnect and present a view of reality Mack had been isolated from for years. This revelation provides an update on Mack's support system and highlights the quiet, personal battles fought by families trying to reclaim their loved ones from the cult's grasp.
I thought, my poor girl, my poor beautiful girl, she doesn't know what's going on. I mean, he messed with her brain. He messed with her mind in a way that it hurts me so.
Number 4, her conflicting narrative on accountability. Exclusive audio and interviews reveal Mack's struggle to truly grasp her own culpability, even while in prison.
That part of my personality came out with my slaves. And that is a part of myself that I have to contend with, you know? And that's where I went to prison for that.
The shocking revelation is her oscillating viewpoint, sometimes accepting her role as a villain, sometimes defaulting to a narrative of being an equally manipulated victim. This nuance updates the public record, which often painted her with a definitive brush, showing the complex, protracted nature of cult recovery and accepting criminal guilt.
How naive for me to be surprised at that, given the nature of how the disgusting text messages that he would send to me and the ways that he wanted all of us to take pictures of our bodies, close-up pictures of our bodies to send to him. Like, what did I think he was doing?
Number 3, the depth of her isolation. Mack provides new personal accounts of the intense isolation she endured as part of the master-slave structure.
Somehow, Keith, somebody, I can't even remember who put it in my head, that I needed to move to Albany full-time.
While the dynamic was known, the podcast reveals the extent of her mandated separation from non-NXIVM contacts, including family and old friends, through relocation to Albany and immersion in Raniere's world. This deliberate tactic ensured her total dependence on him for validation and purpose, amplifying the control.
The stuff that I knew about Danny's group or Nikki's group or whatever was like strategically told to me in order to leverage that information so that I would change my behavior or do something different in my group.
Number 2, the inner workings of the DOS hierarchy. The podcast offers a much more granular view of how the DOS structure functioned day to day, revealing new details about the constant, grueling requirements placed on first-line slaves.
I always had to text my schedule for the next day to Keith, asking permission if that schedule was suitable for him. And part of that was I would write down everything I was going to do and at what time I was going to do it, and then how it related to a character trait that I was trying to build in myself.
Mack shares specific demands, including daily readings and check-ins, designed to keep members in a perpetual state of stress and vigilance. This demonstrates that the pressure was unrelenting, even after the initial branding, confirming the system was built for chronic emotional exhaustion and subservience.
Part of the commitment was that, like, you had to love your master beyond everything, in the face of everything, and part of how you did that was, like, every morning you meditated on the goodness of your master.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, her genuine belief in DOS is good. Perhaps the most shocking revelation is Mack's open discussion of how, for a long time, she genuinely believed DOS was a positive, feminist-inspired movement for empowering women, despite the evidence.
I was just like, it's fine, they're gonna understand, that we're not doing anything wrong, and it's like completely disconnected from reality in my delusional belief that everything is fine.
She details her sincere belief in Raniere's warped philosophy of ethical servitude and how she viewed the collateral and branding as necessary evils for profound self-growth. This admission fundamentally updates the public understanding of her motivations, painting her as a fully indoctrinated true believer rather than simply a cynical enforcer.
I had a justification for every single thing, and my attorneys were like, how do we get through to her? How do we defend her?
What was the most shocking revelation you heard from the podcast? Let us know in the comments.